is Michal Kaczmarski, and I'm a markets editor of FDA magazine. On the last day of IMF annual summit, I'm joined by Boris Vujcic, the governor of Croatian National Bank. Hello, Mr. Vujcic.
Hello.
And let's start with the first question. Croatia has a lot of reasons to celebrate this year, joining the EU. At the same time, joining the EU in not the easiest time for both Croatia and the European Union. How are you seeing the economic outlook for the Croatia?
Well, it's definitely a good moment to join the EU, although, as you rightly said, it's not the best moment either for EU or Croatia, but it's definitely a better option than to wait more. Mm-hmm. One of the problems that Croatia had so far in particular attracting the foreign direct investments was the fact that it was not a member of the European Union. So this is a clear disadvantage which is now gone. It is true also that at the moment we're seeing less of the direct capital flows between the countries as a consequence of the crisis. However, Croatia is a relatively small country which can always find enough of the interested investors if it creates a relatively attractive climate now that it's member of the European Union.
Mm-hmm. Will joining the EU actually create more opportunities for investors? One of the best reasons for joining the EU for countries in Central and Eastern Europe was showing that the country is stable and can be trusted, but at the same time, no one had doubts that Croatia is stable and can be trusted for the past couple of years.
Yeah. Well, I'm absolutely sure that we will remain stable economy, and there is at least my part of the job is to keep the stability in the financial sector, in the banking sector, exchange rate stability, and there's absolutely no doubt that it will stay there, and I think we can credibly convince any potential investors that it will stay there. Now for the effect of the EU entry, I can tell you that we are already seeing that. So we've been now EU members for 3 months, and we do see interest based solely on the basis of Croatia now getting into the EU already from different investors, which now see Croatia much more interesting than was the case like 3 months ago.
And where would you see the most investments coming? The European Union, as I understand.
Well,
right?
Traditional investors were those from the European Union. They know best Croatia, although what we're seeing right now is also interest from the East, Far East even, Asia. It's too early to say, of course, but I guess that within the next 6 to 12 months we'll see also investments flowing from the East or Far East into some projects in Croatia. Of course, it's also very important that Croatia shows that its investment climate gets continuously improved, and I think the 2 laws that the government, one already passed by the government and the second one which will be passed soon, will definitely improve the business climate. First one is the law on the promotion of the investments, which started from the 1st of January of this year. And that law allows for up to 10 years holiday break on the corporate rate tax, so basically zero corporate rate tax, up to 10 years if you grow the employment over the 10 years. So it's dependent on the employment, plus you get a one-off subsidy for each newly employed person. So this is kind of a tax incentive. And the second one is aimed at removing the barriers to the investments, which were mostly in Croatia at the local level. So all polls of the investors show that like 80% of the problems usually happen at the local level. So the government now has passed has actually sent a law on the strategic investments to the parliament, which should streamline the procedures for the investors by basically taking over some of the prerogatives and the rights of the local community onto the central level for what is called strategic investment. And these are all investments over 20 million euros and could be also some smaller size if they're deemed strategic.
What sectors are the most important for foreign investments right now for Croatia?
Well, I think that what you will definitely see is a continuation of the trend of the investments in the tourism, as tourism has a clear comparative advantage. But this is an underlying secular trend where you see new investments or the improvements of the existing facilities, moving them for 3 to 4 to 5 star hotels and the new resorts now being invested into. Pharmaceutical industry is very strong. It has seen a lot of investments. It is growing now rapidly, and we are seeing now new investments coming in the pharmaceutical industry. There will be also investments certainly connected with the energy, as the government now plans to do basically public-private projects in the energy production
For renewable
sector.
energy or both?
Both the renewable and the classic project like the thermal nuclear plant and the hydro power. And also there will be certainly investments which will come as a consequence of the number of privatizations which are now undergoing, partly in the financial sector. The cargo business has just been privatized, so there is an FDI which is coming in, the Zagreb airport, and there's also a tender for the Croatian Airlines, the air carrier, to be sold. So we'll see a whole range of different sectors in which the investments will come, and then of course it's whoever finds a reason to invest. It can be from any sector. I think that the most important thing is really for the country to create a wide, good investment climate, and then anyone can find it attractive to invest.
A good investment climate for companies to come and inject money to the economy, or to come and inject know-how. I mean, the argument could go. It seems like Croatia is on sale.
Yeah, I would say both. I would say both because the best thing that comes through the FDI is that you get the know-how and you get the markets. It's usually companies that already come with the market. They have markets. They're not like the startups that look for the markets further down the road, and that always helps.
Now, Croatia is in the EU. Next step would seem to be in the Eurozone as well, right?
Right. That's the next step. It's not around the corner. We'll have to first get into the ERM, spend time in the ERM, satisfy the Maastricht criteria, but that should be preceded with the fiscal consolidation, as Croatia will enter into the excessive deficit procedure, in which most of the countries in the European Union are. So it's going to be a gradual process. However, we do think in the central bank that as soon as possible is the best, due to the fact that Croatia already have high level of de facto euroization, which is a legacy of the past, but people to a large extent already save in euros. Yeah.
But at the same time, without having the same historical reasons, your counterparts in the Czech Republic, in Poland, they say the later the better. The longer we have a bigger control of our currency, the better for us, given the situation in the European Union.
Yes, well, I would say that at the moment it's luxury almost to be out and wait and see how the things will develop.
It's a luxury not meeting criteria in a way.
Yeah, but we'll see in 2 or 3 years' time, things in Eurozone will have to get sorted out. If they are not sorted out, then there is probably a big problem. So at the time when we will have to make a decision, it's going to be, I think, the dust will settle, and it's going to be much more clear what the future of the Eurozone is. I do believe that things will be solved. It's in everybody's interest, and then at a right point in time we will also join.
If you could point into a single best reason besides foreign investments, attracting more foreign investments, why is it good for Croatia to be in the European Union now, or join the European Union? What would you say?
Also for the political reasons. Yeah. It's not only the economic reasons. Of course, aside from the FDI's other economic reasons, you do have access to the cohesion funds, which we didn't have before, so the smart countries can use that to their advantage, definitely. But there are also political reasons. I mean, being a part of the European family today is something that the country which is in Europe, positioned with geography like Croatia, almost doesn't have much choice, I would say.
And for the final question, if you could do the elevator pitch of Croatia, why Croatia for foreign investments? What would you say?
I would say that the position is the first. The country, Croatia, is really very well positioned, not only in terms of the tourism, everybody thinks about the tourism, but also is basically a hub space for the region of Southeast Europe. and it's also in transport terms in a fantastic position, particularly for the harbors, which is underexploited business. Still, you will definitely see, I'm sure, over the in medium run, next 5 years investments in Croatian harbors, because this is the south very attractive entry towards the Central European markets, and these are the things that investors have to see and exploit. And also very skillful labor force. I must say that Croatia has a very high labor productivity, second only to Slovakia at the moment in Central Europe.
Governor, thank you so much for your time. I know that you're off to New York City soon, then back to Europe to Warsaw.
Right.
So best of luck on your travels, and thank you very much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you.